It is wonderful that we are all here together on this beautiful Shabbat evening. So please take just a moment to say Shabbat Shalom, or to introduce yourself to someone sitting nearby, or to wave across the room if you're not very nearby to anyone. Hine matov u'manayim Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim 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 Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov ya la la ya la 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 la. Hine matov ya la la ya la 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 la. Hine matov u'manayim Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim Shevet achim gam yachad.
It was only yesterday that we had the real welcome that congregations across the world celebrate by going to the cemetery, and they offer prayers for their loved ones, and that's always a month before Rosh Hashanah. And it was such a peaceful time and experience just to be out there with everyone and then take those hundreds and hundreds of notes that we put into our Geniza. So we'll do it. Look for next year. We're kind of checking everything off as we do it until we get up to Rosh Hashanah. Well, let's continue the top of page 8 as we welcome the angels of peace. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
At the bottom of page 15, there's a beautiful reading that talks about our responsibilities here or wherever you're living and our covenant with God as we continue responsively, page 15. As we live amidst the trees, streams, and mountains of Vail, we pray for the care and healing of the earth so that present and future generations may enjoy the fruits of creation. Covenant with Abraham and Sarah, blessing them and their descendants throughout the generations. We teach our children to love Judaism, to honor and carry on our traditions, the laws of the Torah, so our legacy may continue. And challenging us to choose a life of goodness. May each day be filled with kindness, honesty, integrity, and righteous acts to remain filled with the promise of the covenants. The top of page 14.
שירו לאדוני, שירו שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, שירו שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בצרו מיום ליום לישועתו, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בצרו מיום ליום ישועתו, שירו לאדוני, שירו שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, שירו שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ.
And as we travel back in time to the 16th century, to the village, the town of Svat, the center of Jewish mysticism. That's where Shlomo Alkabetz wrote his prayer, page 16, and you can see he spells his name, no ego there. When you look at the bold letters going 1, 2, 3, 4 down, he spells Shlomo. That way everyone's going to know years later he wrote that poem. Let's join together.
לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור ודיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשמו תפארת ולתחילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. בראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, קום עצים את אוהביך, רב לך שבט בעמך הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה.
The bottom of page 18, we rise, face the rear of the sanctuary as we greet the Sabbath bride.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תחמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. Adadi likrat galai, alalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat nekavela.
You may be seated. The top of page 21 for Psalm 92, the Psalm for the Sabbath day, first recited at the temple in Jerusalem. It's recited as a psalm of praise and thanksgiving for all that we have. Let's continue responsively, the top of page 21. And if the sun is too bright, please go to the other side, go to this side. It's following you. But if it's too much, you're certainly welcome to move around here. It is good to give thanks to you, O Lord, to praise your name through song, to speak in the morning of your loving kindness and your faithfulness each night. Music of the lute and harp, melody of the lyre, I'll sing with my delight. The bottom of page 20.
Sadikatamar Yifrach Ke'erez Bavanon Yizkeh Shetulim Beveit Adonai Bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yenun Beseva Deshenim Vera'ananim Yihiyu Lehagim Ki Yashar Adonai Tsuri Ve'lam Latavon.
Well, in 1921, Dr. Crane says, gave us the best advice that's still good today. Jackie, it's been a while. We'll have you lead us responsibly just for today. Thank you. You're making me squint. You should go. Page 23, responsively.
Just for today, I will live one day only, forgetting yesterday and tomorrow, and not trying to solve the whole problem of life at once.
Just for today, I'll be unafraid of life and death, unafraid to enjoy the beautiful and be happy. People are as happy as they make up their minds to be.
Just for today, I will adjust myself to what is, and not try to adjust everything to suit me. If I cannot have what I like, I will try to like what I have.
Just for today, I'll be agreeable, cheerful, charitable, do my best to praise people for what they can do, not criticize them for what they cannot do. And if I find fault, I'll forgive it and forget it. I'll try not to improve nor regulate anybody except myself.
Just for today, I will have a plan. I may not follow it exactly, but I will have one. It will save me from worry, hurry, and indecision.
Just for today, I'll get people off my nerves and not get on theirs. I'll appreciate them for what they do and what they are.
Just for today, I will not show it if my feelings are hurt.
Just for today, I'll find a little time for quiet to relax, to realize what life is and can be. Time to think about God and get a better perspective of myself.
Just for today, I will look at life with fresh eyes and discover the wonder of it. I will know that as I give to the world, so the world will give to me.
Thank you. I'm going to turn to page 24. So all rise, join in our call to worship the Baruch Hu.
Maya, will you come lead us? Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la.
Baruch et Adonai, Amen.
seated. Top of page 28, the author of this prayer, taken from the words of Moses and Joshua. They said this 3,000 years ago, but it's relevant even today. When there is darkness, we pray that God provides protection until the sun rises in the morning. Page 28, the top of the page.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha avta, Amcha avta. Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta, Otanu lemadeta. Alakeinu Adonai Eloheinu b'shachvenu, uv'kumeinu nasliach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki ehem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, uvahem nekei yomam v'layla, nekei yomam v'layla, ve'ahavatcha al tasir, mimeinu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael.
The oldest fixed prayer found within Judaism, the top of page 30, as we join together.
Lila, are you still there? I can't tell if she. Yeah, come here. I thought you were right around
If
the
we're
corner.
putting on a Broadway play, I'd go nuts without her waiting in the wings.
Waiting
for her
in the
part.
wings.
I know. Would you lead us? Adonai Eloheinu
Adonai
Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchutov Leolam Va'ed.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
On this Shabbat evening, as we seek peace and comfort, shield us from hatred and destruction that plagues so many corners of the world. Console those in need. Shomer Yisrael, guardian of Israel, we call out to you with prayer to protect the men, women, and children brutally kidnapped by Hamas and held captive in Gaza now for 328 days, along with the members of the IDF missing in action or held captive. May it be your will speedily and soon to bring them out from darkness and the shadow of death, and give continued strength to the IDF to do all that must be done to deliver them from danger and back to the loving embrace of their dear ones. So may the verses from Isaiah be true. Those delivered by God will be returned. They will enter Zion with everlasting joy. The top of page 34.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom Me'amidenu Malkeinu leChayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom Me'amidenu Malkeinu leChayim. Ushmor Tzeiteinu Uvoenu Lechaim u'shalom Ve'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom Ve'amidenu Malkeinu leChayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom Ve'amidenu Malkeinu leChayim.
So we read in the book of Exodus, in 6 days the Lord created the heavens and the earth, and on the seventh day he ceased from his work and rested. Page 36, Vishamru.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת שבת וינף השבת, שבת וינפש, שבת שבת וינפש.
The Birkat HaGomel expresses our gratitude for the miracle of healing, the full restoration for one's health, to family and friends, and full restoration to life itself. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hagomel l'chayavim tovot, sheg gimolani kol tov. May God, who bestowed blessings upon us, continue to bestow every goodness upon each of us, restore our health. And there are those in our community in need of healing, of body, mind, or spirit. If you have a person in your life in need of healing, please feel free in just a moment to share their name aloud as we continue. The top of page 38, Misha Baruch.
Misha Baruch Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the
offer blessings for full healing to Gail Balin, Sue Beiser, Dennis Deutsch, Larry Ellens, Carol Ann Finn, Jane Friedman, and Kathy Futernick, Deborah Goldman, Mark Grabowski, Lori Hellman, Mike Herman, Jody Israel, Raaya Ivri, Donald Jaffe, Harriet Jaffe, and Mary Sue Katz, Herman Keek, Phil Krasnow, Judith Landau, Paul Lessing, Pam Lessing, Renee Myers, Stephen Reese, Elsa Reese, Bill Silvers, B. Sklerowitz, Dina Stempler, Donna Weinstock, Jerry Weinstock, and Mickey Winokur.
Mishaberach imotenu mekor abracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Turn to page 40 and rise as we continue with the Reader's Kaddish.
Yitkadav yitkadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'amad yivarak yirtei ve'amlich malchuteh.
V'chayechon v'yomechon u'chayedecha Beit Yisrael ba'gala u'vizman kari.
V'yimeru.
Amen. Yesh me'rabam mevarach Ya'alam ulam me'omaya Yitbarach.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroma v'yinaseh v'yitadar v'yitaler v'yitalal shemei dekudsha le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata
Tushbechata v'nechemata Damiran bi'alma.
v'yimeru.
Amen. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. The top of page 42 and then silently through page 57.
Adonai sfatai tivta ufi agid tehilatecha Adonai sfatai tivta ufi agid tehilatecha. Oh, eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Oh, eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Adonai sfatai tivta ufi agid tehilatecha Adonai sfatai tivta ufi agid tehilatecha.
May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, O God. Hear my prayer, and may my prayer be worthy of being heard. Middle of page 56 as we continue, Yila Ratzon.
You may be
May
seated.
be seated.
Yehiyu leratzon nirefi vehegyon libi lefanecha Adonai Tzuri v'koali Tzuri v'koali Yehiyu leratzon nimrefi Tehegyon libi lefanecha Adonai Tzuri v'koali Tzuri v'koali.
Thank you. Before I start, you have to check out the cantor's shoes.
I have some, but they're rainbow also.
These are in the
so.
spirit of Shabbat, certainly. Well, during my 11-year journey through undergraduate and graduate school toward ordination, we would sit in our classes, as you know, Rabbi, that you just sit there and you think, why are you telling me this? You know, and the professors, they're just brilliant. They were wonderful teachers, and they explained so many different things. They said, someday you might need to know this. So one got up, and remember he said, perception. I thought, oh, where are you going with this? But he said, perception is the ability to differentiate an object or shape from its background. So you probably have seen this. This is so common that everybody has seen it at one time or another. It's called Rubin's face-vase optical illusion, in which you see either the image or you see the background. Now, while we were studying in the late 19th century literature, the same thing was being discussed by Shimon ben Lakish. He was a 3rd century rabbi, and he taught in the Talmud that the Torah was given to Moses, and it was written black fire on white fire. Well, the black fire forms the figures of the letters of the words of the Torah, while the white fire, he explains, is the empty space. It's the negative space of the background. So while studying this in class, I was taught the importance of what my professors were calling more the white space, because we all understood the black. That within the Torah, the letters in the background, well, they can switch places at times, and then most of us are just sitting there with a glazed face until we waited for the hour to end. Not realizing how important this was, because traditionally we look at the Torah's message, and it contains the words, the black fire. But what if we look at the white fire? It's the negative space where there is no text. If we were to look where the words appear to be missing, what we can learn from this is what's not there. So when studying these biblical texts, we would discuss in class what Cain and Abel might have been talking about in the field before Cain comes in, strikes, and kills his brother. It's not told. Or what Joseph's brothers were saying to each other as they're standing over the pit. Throw Joseph into the pit, and imagine what they might have uttered about accusations or jealousy or that led to exile and then eventually deception. And nowhere in the text is there a record of any of these conversations among the biblical characters. The jealousy message is written, text is unclear. Well, what is the lesson of these empty negative spaces where it's not written? It's missing conversations between Joseph's brothers. So while studying the white space of the Bible, we discovered that there's also so many examples when women's voices are largely absent from the biblical story. Women have an opportunity to speak up, and their voices are that white space and not heard. So picture this. Noah's building his ark, has all the animals in his backyard, and he's ready to put them inside the ark. The ark is big. It's a bit odd of a story. Still, nowhere in the text do we hear a word from Noah's wife. The impending flood is coming. Noah's building an ark. I'm not sure it would be as silent today as it was back then, but that's the white space. Abraham is now going up the mountain. He has a blade in hand. He's ready to kill his son in sacrifice. Sarah is completely silent in the face of the binding of her son Isaac. Dinah, the only daughter of Jacob. Now she's on a journey and she's raped by members of the ruling Canaanite family. Dinah is completely silent. There's no conversation about her rape. So what do we learn from these examples? What were we trying to be taught? That the missing female voices of protest against the flood, the sacrifice, the rape, but on the other hand, it's filled in with the black letters of the text. We can also learn at other times when we're reading about the courage of Miriam. That's in the text. On behalf of her infant brother Moses, lays him into the bulrushes, and saves the future leader of the Israelites. And Esther, we say it every year, and we talk about how she saved the people from that evil plan in black and white. It's right there in the text. And there are others who brought righteousness into the world and did not remain silent in the face of tragedy and injustice. So our rabbis said, this is 2,000 years ago, that the Torah was written with black fire on white. The black fire were the letters and the white were the spaces. It's all the unwritten stories that we have to guess and make up for ourselves that together make the complete Torah. So when studying biblical text, you have to remember the black letters are what's actually written, but not to ignore the white spaces in which it is not written. It must be understood, we're taught, together. It has to be understood together because when we discuss the white spaces, the unknown, the missing conversations and those missing voices, when we read the Torah was given to Moses, written with black fire upon white fire, I think then we can understand the whole message of the Torah. Amen. And that was just one class. Well, we had a lot of other announcements as we started this summer. Now we have the High Holy Days, which are coming. The one thing which we are planning is not planned yet is October 7th. We'll be at the hospital at the Jerusalem Wall. But as soon as things seem to slow down just a little bit, Sunday rolls around, and it was just bagels and coffee and nothing going on.
Yeah, nothing going on. We just started school. So if anyone knows any Jewish children in Eagle County that would like to join us, we just kicked off our Sunday program. Hebrew school begins this Thursday. And we also have, Janet, there was something. If you want to buy one of the Camp B'nai Vail t-shirts, they are $25.
It's a Labor Day special. But it's very cool. If you take this back to Florida and they say, what? They're very cute. Yeah,
yes, we'll have them for next year too, but we do have them available. So come see Janet after services if you would like to purchase one. We're getting ready for High Holidays. We've been talking to Valar, getting everything all set up over there. We're very excited to be back there in that beautiful space. It's really special that we get to kind of rotate between venues for High Holidays and have these different experiences. We have
because someone came up to me at the cemetery service and they said, well, it's kind of late in the year. How many people would come? Why not just come back to the chapel?
No.
This seats 200 people.
I think 3, and we're like way out of.
I mean, online,
Yeah.
Also, it's elbow to elbow. And the Valar is beautiful. I mean, it's really a beautiful setting. So if you are here or are coming back, please join us. And we'd love having you tonight. I think it's just a nice, relaxing service to say, this is a good way to spend Friday night. Mazel tov to the parents, the father, the weddings that were going on. We saw all the great pictures on Facebook. Mazel tov. It looked wonderful, and it was wonderful. So thank you. And for everybody to continue to have good health as we enjoy this, the best weather. And this is, you know, why we're here and why you should not be going back to Florida so quickly. So we'll talk to your mom. What's her name again? Michelle. Let them stay a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. And to Seacrest, we're going to see you very soon. We're looking forward to spending time East Coast, West Coast. We love seeing all of you. Let's return to our prayer books on page 60. We'll rise and join together, Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'tet gedula le'yotzer bereshit, shalo asanu k'yaratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shalo sam chalkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, ba'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'ne'emar, V'haya Adonai, Lemelech al kol haaretz, Bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, U'shemo echad.
At this moment, in memory of our loved ones who are no longer with us, we join hands in love and remembrance. A link has been broken in the chain that bound us together, yet strong bonds of home and love hold us one to another. In solemn testimony to that unbroken faith which links the generations one to another, we call to mind those whose yahrzeit we observe this month. Adele Abrams, Mark Albert, Charles Barrison, Jack Balin, Francis Cerny, Ruth Cohen, Joe Corbin, Cantor Stephen Dubov, Richard Eisel, Lillian Ettinger, Irving Fielden, Jay Fishman, Beatrice Fickelman, H. Mitchell Fox, Bernice Doris Garland, Fred Goldsmith, Louis Grossman, Jerome Heffer, Yvette Held, Emil Hess, Teresa Sosa, Eileen, Joseph, Ida Kahn, Henry Kahn, and Joseph Kaufman and Sal Kaufman, Dorothy Keller, Felix Landau, David Landau, Sylvia Lanceman, Arthur Langsam, Joseph Lefkoff, Leo Levy, Samuel Levine, Ermi Lindenfeld Heller, Florian Linz, Beverly Lopatin, William Benjamin Marks, and Michael Marks, Bernard Melvin Shapiro, Joanne Minnie, J. George Mitnick, Pauline Moray, Robert Morris, Sarah Mossman, Claire Numeroff, Dorothy Nurik Landau, and Irving Raymer, Martin Rosen, Lillian Rosenblatt, Leah Rothenberg, Shep Saperstein, Judith Schechner, Ernest Scheller III, Morris Shore, Edwin Aaron Schwartz, William Sigmund, Dorothy Steinberg, Mitchell Stensler, Leonard Stern, Wynn Tanchel, David Waldman, Ken Wiener, Morris Wetcher, Donna Winger, Pauline Wolf, and Julius Wolfen. And if anyone else is observing yahrzeit this month. The Mourner's Kaddish can be found in our prayer books on page 64, and those who wish may join with us as we say, Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agalah v'zman kariv v'imramein, v'hei shmei Rabbah mevarach, l'momeo maya, yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, Yithadar v'yitzaleh v'yitzalal shemei dekudesha b'rechu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechem mata, da'amiran b'yalma v'imramei. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imramei. Oseh shalom v'imramav, uyaseh shalom. Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imramei. May be seated. Just a very quick side note. We had a discussion at home as to what do you say, or is it appropriate to say, and I was talking to our Hess family as well, for the new year. And do you say Shana Tova, it's a good year, when we have hostages that are, if they're alive, are near death. We're in the middle of a war. So I started looking online to see if there was anything. Is there an alternate thing to say? So I looked, what did they say during the Holocaust, in the midst of the Holocaust? Would you say Shana Tova? Or any other time where there was such tragedy going on? So we didn't get an answer back from Israel yet. We will get another answer from Israel. But I think a good suggestion was have a healthy New Year instead of a happy New Year. And we'll see what your thoughts are, or if you find anything as well. It's such a difficult time, and it's hard to say, let's be happy and have a happy New Year. But maybe that's projecting, and that's what I'm thinking it was in those days. But there's nothing online. Have you seen it or heard it?
I've heard people say that you should wish for a happy New Year still, because that is
We're hopeful.
hope. We're hopeful.
Yeah, so I'm going to keep looking and reading, and we're still writing to some of our friends and colleagues. Well, we're going on page 66. I know. For 10 years, I've been asking her, what is she going to sing? I know. How about a Labor Day Adon
A
Olam?
Labor Day Adon Olam.
No.
What might that sound like?
Tom Dooley? What would it be?
Oh, yes!
Which one?
That's so good. That's so good. Zoom Golly Golly. Yes. So
Oh.
smart. I love that.
Page 66. Zoom golly golly golly, zoom
so good.
golly golly,
Zoom Golly Golly Golly. Zoom Golly
golly.
Golly. Adon Olam Asher Malach.
Golly golly, zoom golly
Kol
golly.
Yitzir Nivra.
Zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly golly.
Kol Azai
golly, golly,
Melech
golly,
Shemonikra. Zoom Golly Golly
Good
Golly.
choice.
Zoom Golly Golly. Zoom Golly Golly Golly. Zoom Golly. Ve'achar kichot hakol. Levado yimloch nora. Ve'hu haya ve'hu oven. Ve'hu yeh betifara. Ve'hu echad ve'ein sheni elaham shilo lehachbira. Bli reishit, bli tachlit, ve'lo ha'oz ve'hamisra. Ve'hu eili l'chai goli, ve'tzur chavli ve'itzara. Ve'hu nisi umanos li, menat kosi be'yamekra. Be'yado kiruchi, be'et ishan ve'ayira. Be'imruchi geviati, Adonai li v'lo yira. Zoom Golly Golly Golly. Zoom Golly Golly. Zoom Golly Golly Golly. Zoom Golly Golly. Pioneers work hard on the land. Men and women work hand in hand. Pioneers work hard on the land. Men and women work hand in hand.
You never let me down. Thank you. That was good. And if anyone wants to help us put things away, our summer helpers are gone. But please rise. Otherwise, this will still be up for Catholic Mass tomorrow morning. Adonai oz li'amo yutein, Adonai v'rechet amo v'shalom. May the Lord grant strength unto his people. Bless all peoples with peace.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
Borei
borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotov, v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. Ki hu yom techila lemikrai kodesh, zecher letziyat Mitzrayim, Kivanu v'acharta, V'atanu kidashta, Mikol ha'amim, B'shabbat kodshecha, Be'ahava uv'ratzon, Hilchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lachem min haaretz, v'te'avot.
Shabbat shalom.
Bim bam,
Yeah.
bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam.
Bitty, 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 bitty.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam. Oh, really? That's so exciting! The meerkat, fabulous. Oh, that's so good. Thank you. No, they're Skechers. They're by one of my favorite artists, Jen Stark, did a line for Skechers, and I love them. Yeah. Thank you.
After Elaine's procedure yesterday, what do you think
I
we
wanted
did?
to.
Get ice cream.
Went to the ice cream store.
That's
It
great.
was really good.
She sent me a picture. Yeah. How's she doing tonight?
And like,
What's that?
How's she doing tonight?
She's doing well. She's really tired.
if it did